Hey, what is up? And thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Horror Debate. I am Jeff Rowdy J. Kieran. Alongside me, as always, Michael Mandy.
This week we are going to be reviewing Night of the Living Dead 3D from 2006, starring Sid Haig. You might remember him as Captain Spaulding from the Rob Zombie films House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects.
Hey, Captain Spaulding made those movies. I'm sorry. End of story. Sid Haig was the man until
this movie.
And go ahead and break it down for us.
Well, it's directed by Jeff Broadstreet, and this is like his second or third movie. But
Give my regards to Broadstreet.
That's right.
Hey, there is a joke that not all of our listeners are going to get. Okay? Explain that joke, Mike.
Well, that was a Paul McCartney movie, but that was in the days before videos. So they just filmed a bunch of Paul McCartney videos, slapped them together with a plot really thin about some lost audio tape of the album. But it was just a bunch of stupid videos glued together, and they figured, oh, it's Paul McCartney. Beatle fans will pay.
Oh, you got to give the Rowdy one credit for that one, dude. That is a throwback, baby. But anyway.
What about me forgetting that?
I know. You're awesome. That's why we're together on this thing, man. I mean, come on now.
Okay.
I agree with you like at least 20% of the time, Mike. Come on now. You know it's true.
All right. Night of the Living Dead 3D. Let's talk. Basic plot.
Same thing as the first one, pretty much. I mean, this is a rework, and they took a lot of liberties with this. Okay, they changed up a bunch of stuff, but it's basically the same premise.
Very basically, because remember, Tom Savini did the Night of the Living Dead remake back in 1990.
Right.
And so this is a remake of a remake.
Yeah, but it's still, if you're going to break down the plot, if you've seen Night of the Living Dead, and who hasn't, okay? I know newborn babies that have seen this movie, okay? I mean, come on.
Couple goes to a graveyard,
right?
Get attacked, run, hide in a house, people in the house,
exactly.
Zombies outside trying to get in.
Exactly.
There's the plot.
Now, here's the problem. There's the plot, here's the problem, okay?
Tell me the problem,
This
Jeff.
movie tried too hard, Mike.
Tried too hard to do what?
It tried too hard to be something that was bringing a classic movie into 2007, trying to do all these cheesy 3D kind of things going on, which didn't really work.
No.
They had me. They had me at Haig.
Yep.
They had me at Haig, but they blew it.
With the 3D?
No, they had me at Haig. All it had to say was Sid Haig, dude, I'd buy it.
Right.
Okay, that's all it had to say. It didn't have to have 3D. It didn't have to have naked chicks in pickup trucks with zombies all around it. It didn't have to have any of that.
Although the naked chicks and trucks with zombies all around it, that's a plus.
That's a plus.
It's
always a plus.
That's an improvement from the original.
It's always a plus, but I will say this movie, I could see where it was trying to be fun. It was trying to be campy. It was trying to be all the things that some people love, okay? Didn't work for me so much. I liked the atmosphere. I liked the house and the whole kind of guys growing the weed in the house so they don't want the cops to come out.
Instead of it just them running. Okay, here's one of the changes. This movie was, if it didn't have the title, people would have said, "Oh, it's all an homage or an honorarium to the old film." They changed a few things. Number one, Ben is not black. Ben looks more like young Johnny Depp.
Right.
And
did Ben get on your nerves as much as he did me? Did Ben get on your nerves?
Kind of.
If I was that blonde chick, I would have slapped him silly.
Yeah, the chick who was playing Barbara, but that coming.
Barb. My name is Barb.
Yeah, my name is Barb. Brianna Brown, and boy, out of all
Did she get to Bobby Brown?
I hope not.
I mean, not the singer, dude, but the chick that was in the Warrant video.
Oh, okay.
Cherry Pie.
Maybe because out of all the Night of the Living Deads I've seen, this was the best one.
What?
The Barbs.
Oh, the Barbs. Oh, I was gonna say what?
Not the movie. The
gotcha.
Actress.
Okay, gotcha. See, I was thinking Warrant Cherry Pie, and I got my brain all confused. Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you're right. Absolutely, no doubt about it.
All three Barbs,
she was a cutie.
She was the best.
Absolutely. One. And it was a welcome surprise. Now, here's what bugged me out. The first thing I started watching this flick, right? I see her. I see the Johnny. Okay. And first of all, Johnny just needed to get drop kicked. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just needed to get drop kicked.
He was a jerk of a.
Oh my goodness.
He was a jerk.
But
you liked the fact that he was a jerk. You wanted to see him get eaten.
Yeah, you did. Well, of course. I always want to see everybody get eaten, right? But I mean, I'm talking about this guy needed some severe punishment. Okay, for talking to smack. He was talking in that car. Okay, that was bad. But then what made it even worse? I don't know if it made it worse. Just for me, it kind of bugged me. you're talking about a classic movie kind of being remade and everything, and the first thing I see is a freaking like current model Volkswagen rolling down the street, right?
I think wasn't that one of those little mini.
Oh, it was a Mini Cooper. That's what it was. It was a Mini Cooper.
Right.
You're right.
Thank you.
And so I'm sitting there going, I don't know, man. I'm kind of taken out of this thing already, because the zombies to me were kind of a throwback, and everything else was kind of like
modern.
Now.
Well,
you know what I mean?
They wanted to make this a modern film.
Yeah, but the zombies didn't seem so modern to me.
Okay, they made
I'm sorry. I'm spoiled after 28 days freaking later.
Yeah.
Okay, these zombies.
28 Days Later is the only zombie film you have liked.
Well, no, I like the Resident Evils too, but it's a different thing.
Yeah,
okay,
that was
it's
a video game, and you're Mr. Video Game.
This is true, but that's not why. There's still quality movies. There's still some good stuff in there. But you know what? I don't know, Mike. This movie bugged me. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This movie, actually, since they changed a lot of things from the original film, if you saw the original film, you're probably not going to like the changes. I liked them because everyone knows I don't like remakes for just a remake's sake. If you're going to remake something, change it and make it your own.
Oh,
this one did.
Oh, okay. But listen to our Halloween debate. If you're going to remake...
And I did say I liked the changes Zombie made. I like
not all of them.
Not all. No.
Likes all of no, you were talking about going back.
I like the first half of the film.
The camera didn't pan the way it did in the first movie.
I said I liked the first... We're getting into this argument. The first half of it, when he was in the asylum, I liked more because then when he got out, it turned into another remake of the Halloween film.
Okay, yeah, right? But I remember 40 minutes of complaining about the camera angles and the shaky diabetic camera work in the house.
That's right.
I mean, come on, Mike.
But anyway, so getting back to this, the things they changed in it, it wasn't a mysterious alien satellite that crashed to Earth and caused zombies everywhere to do it. They gave a reason for it, and it was localized.
Yes.
Then when they run to the house to find shelter, they say, we got to call the cops, and they're like, I don't think so. Why? Because they're growing pot, and they don't like having cops around.
Right.
So that's why they didn't call for help right away. That makes more sense to me.
Well, yeah.
So
it sure does.
And they gave a reason for the zombies coming up, and Sid Haig's character is and it's because of the mortuary and the graveyard next door. That's why the zombies are going to the house, because it's the first thing they encountered.
Well,
they gave reasons. I like the reasons weren't the greatest, but at least they did something.
I wanted to dig this. I wanted this to be knocked out of the park. It had all of the elements to do it. It had all the build-up to do it. It had Haig. It had the title. It had the 3D. It had all this cool stuff.
I kind of wish they didn't use the title. If they'd have called this just Attack of the Zombies in the Pot House,
well, but you're not listening to what I'm saying, though.
Meet the zombies.
But it had everything going for it. It had my attention at Haig, like I said. Okay, bad Jerry Maguire joke, but still the same thing, okay? It had my attention. I wanted to love this, Mike. I wanted to 5-star this movie.
Really?
When I'm going into this movie, I wanted to 5-star it. I wanted it to knock me off my freaking feet, okay? It didn't do that, okay?
Did Sid?
Sid was a little weak.
You thought Sid was weak?
Sid was a little weak. Weak is the most gentle term I can use, and because I love Sid, I want to say Sag. Is it because
Sid Haig? His new name is Sag.
Because I love Sid, I'm going to go a little easier on him. I thought he came off a little weak, and maybe it was the character that he was playing, but I didn't get into him. Maybe it's because I was waiting for the one-liners from Captain Spaulding, I don't know what it was, but to me, he didn't do what I wanted him to do, which was be a little more entertaining in the role.
You wanted him to be more like Captain Spaulding.
No, not way over the top like that, but yeah, a little bit. There certainly should have been a little bit more, I thought, personality in the role. And I think, my opinion was at the end was that anybody could have pulled that. It didn't take Haig to do it. You know what I mean? And that's my point. Is that I sat there at the end kind of feeling unfulfilled that I just watched a Sid Haig movie, and I don't think I laughed all that much.
And it wasn't laughable.
But you know what I'm saying though? It wasn't entertaining enough to me to be a Haig movie.
They are marketing it as a Haig movie.
Right.
Okay, so I'll give you that.
Yeah, and that's what the letdown was. Now, like I said, plus points, okay? I did love the atmosphere. Yep. Now, I will say this, though. How many freaking outside shots of that house did we need throughout the movie? How many outside shots of that house? I was starting to read the satellite dish to see if they went with Dish Network or DirecTV, dude. Did you see it up there in the upper left corner of the house? I'm like, oh, look, there's a satellite dish,
Yeah, there were
There's so many outside shots. I was counting the shingles by halfway through the movie. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on now. What were they doing, padding for time?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think so.
Yeah, So anyway, but I did like the atmosphere. I did like the acting, except for Ben, who again needed to be just like DDT'd on the floor of the house. You know, I didn't care for him so much.
Joshua Des Roaches.
And you know what's funny about Mr. Roach is the fact that
I think Johnny Depp didn't want to do this, and they said, "Oh, hire
they
him."
said in the middle of the extras on the DVD that he was the best actor to come in and read that role
after the original person dropped out.
Yeah, but
with
I'm
like
thinking,
2 days
I'm
notice.
thinking, how bad? How bad did those guys have to be that came in there to try out for this thing if he got it?
Well, come on, 2 days notice and auditioning for Night of the Living Dead 3D.
Yeah.
And you got to admit, that's,
It's kind of like Invincible. All the guys trying out for the Philadelphia Eagles. I get a kick out of that every time I watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's kind of like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, but okay. So it does have plus points, okay? And I thought the transfer was really good. I thought it looked fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought the surround sound was really good, and especially in the attack scenes, you know. I mean, you had munching and crunching going on all around your head. That was good. So it's not all bad. I'm not hating on it. It's just the fact that it just didn't take me over the top. You know what I mean? And no, Stallone wasn't in this movie, but it just didn't make me feel, you know, all happy and gooey at the end. You know what I mean?
Well, that's one thing I really didn't like. I hate movies that end the way this one ended.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to say it ended on a downer or it ended on an up, but just you expect the movie to keep going. The movie's chugging along, and all of a sudden, just black, and the credits start rolling. It's like, whoa!
And what makes that worse? What makes that worse is that towards the end, we were kind of getting somewhere. I felt like it was picking up, and then all of a sudden it dropped.
Yeah, they premature pulling. The movie pulled.
Watch
out
it, Mike. Okay, yeah, right. Exactly,
I don't like
though.
that.
Exactly, though.
I think this movie could have stood on its own without the cheesy 3D effects.
You know, I think that if it's done right, okay, and it wasn't overdone. I don't want to give the impression, because some movies, you know, when they say 3D, like remember the Friday the 13th 3D movie?
Yeah, every knife attack was
every freaking thing was 3D. Did you see the size of that guy's joint, though? The guy who was sitting in the chair in the house, the guy that got bit.
On the internet is this drinking game. I got to watch this movie and play the drinking game. They say every time you see some kind of drug paraphernalia, you got to take a drink.
No, did you see the size of this guy's joint?
This movie will hammer you.
The size of that joint was so big it made it into the extras. Okay, it did. It made it into the extra features on the DVD. They talked about the joint. They said the guy switched it or something, right? To make it bigger, you know, kind of as a joke. And nobody noticed it. So they just kept it in there. I mean, I noticed it right off the bat. I'm going, oh, my God, that's a log. You know, it's funny. Just that part was funny. I said if Haig would have been smoking that, I'd have been rolling on the floor. Okay, but no, see, they had to give it to other dude, right? You know, good-looking women in this movie, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, one problem when you.
No, that's not a problem. That's a good thing.
I know, but no, I'm saying a problem. You could tell that in some of the scenes, the girl was wearing a little G-string.
What?
And then when she'd run out, she was naked when the zombies were chasing.
Oh yes, because you and I look for that sort of thing.
Well, of course,
we both noticed that.
When you're laying on the ground, bumping and grinding on top of a guy, your G-string should not be showing in the camera angles. You know, that's just a problem.
Mike, that just took a star off, dude. I just remembered that. Thank you so much for reminding me of that.
You're very welcome.
And she was good looking, too.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know what her problem was with taking off the G-string, but come on now.
Yeah, because,
this is an R-rated movie, right?
That's right.
Okay.
But
we agree on that. Cheers to you, Mike, for remembering that. Cheers to you.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised in the least. but I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah,
because you know what? No, because it does. And I don't care if it's a G-string or a gun or anything.
She was wearing a gun?
Any prop. No, she wasn't wearing a gun, but that would have added a star. You know, you run continuity. And when you run continuity in one of these movies, it takes me zoop right out of that picture.
It takes you what?
It zoop right out of that picture, okay? It takes me out.
Yes.
And so when I'm sitting there and I'm into it, and I'm thinking, oh, yeah, you know, this is kind of realistic. This is kind of happening. And then all of a sudden you get this G-string snafu, right? Then I'm like, oh, come on, you know? I mean, what's she doing, teasing the dude?
But anyways, just to let everyone know, you know, the movie's got good zombies, good gore, good TNA.
Okay, now, good zombies, I'll give you.
Okay.
Good gore. I was kind of like bordering on that one.
Yeah, but I mean, at least it shows zombies chomping on someone's neck and some spray.
Well, when they're
on.
taking out the organs and stuff, like towards the end, it didn't look right.
Okay.
It just didn't look right. I don't know what it was. It was like hot links wrapped together or something. I don't know.
But I mean, for a low-budget film, you got to admit this was not a major Hollywood film.
Well,
this probably had a budget lower than those 8 films to die for.
Okay, well, those showed it, but I mean,
those showed it, and this one didn't.
Well, it kind of did.
I think Sid Haig got paid more than the budget.
And that's too bad because Sid needs to go back and recut his lines because they weren't funny enough for me, dude. I love Sid. I want to kiss him on his big bald head, but I'll tell you what, the bottom line is that it just didn't work for me. His performance, while it was passable, certainly, it wasn't the over-the-top experience that I expect from a Sid Haig flick.
Well, for a low-budget film shot really quickly and cheaply and everything, I was really impressed with this film.
Cheap. Wasn't that the chick in the
in the
pickup?
barn? In the barn?
Yeah, in the barn. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Anyway, just a side thought.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, for a remake, this film took me places I didn't expect it to go. And I did like the fact that, it was aiming one foot towards camp. But they did try to take it seriously, but they did kind of lean towards it a little bit.
I
liked it. I had a great time.
I personally think that most people are going to dig this. And
I dug it too.
And
this film should have gone to the theaters.
Yeah, if the worst thing that I can say is that Sid Haig didn't have me hurting, my side hurting at the end of the movie, then okay, then it's probably a decent flick.
Yeah, the worst thing I have to say about it is I thought the 3D effects were kind of cheesy. I don't think this film needed those.
I don't think it needed it either. I think it was almost maybe a mistake, but also I think that if they didn't do that, how many people would have given this a second look?
Right.
How many people...
This is a gimmick to get people to go see it.
If they're walking down the movies and they're looking at it going, "Ooh, Night of the Living Dead, yeah, blah, blah, same old stuff, another remake," but then they see the 3D and they go, "Oh, 3D, something cool could happen here, right?" Mm-hmm. So,
so I'm waffling on that point.
Well, I'm not going to waffle. I'm going to give this movie 3 stars.
3 stars.
And it's a solid 3. It's not one of those waffling 3s. It's definitely good enough to watch, and I think anybody who's listening to this site right now,
check it out.
Watch it. Period. Because you're gonna find something that entertains you in it, okay? Like I said, my main complaint was the Sid Haig performance, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't a bad performance. I'm not trying to say that. It was the fact that it didn't take me, like I said, to cloud 9 like it usually does, with Sid. Other than that, certainly, I mean, all the pieces fit. It didn't make you sit there and scratch your head and go, huh? It was all pretty well constructed.
Yeah. The actors were pretty good. The story kept moving. It kept you entertained.
Yeah.
And I like this. I had a great time. The music even was good.
The music was good.
I really had a good time with this. I'm giving it 4 stars.
Okay.
All right. I'm Michael Mandy. He's Rowdy Jeff. We'll talk to you next week at the Horror Debate.